Hello, my name is Mathieu from Swet Brussels. Swet is a Brussels-based hot sauce company. We try to make really flavorful hot sauces with only fresh ingredients and try to do things differently. My partner Thibaut came up with the idea during COVID. He was always looking for new things to make. He was always making cooking at home, and he always liked spicy food. So he did a lot of tests, a lot of experiments at his own place, and he never found actually a sauce that he really loved. Or it was too spicy, or it was a little bit, the flavor was a little bit not balanced well. So it was just a normal classical problem. He wanted to create something he really loved. And so he started with Swet during COVID. We never want to make the hottest sauce in the world. We don't want to go in that direction, because we really want to make a product that people can use on a daily basis, and a product that has a lot of flavor. First we work around flavor, and then we start to work around the spiciness and trying to find the right balance. So we will never use like capsaicin extract, like you see in a lot of other, mostly American hot sauces that really are playing the game of the hottest sauce in the world. But we only work with our fresh peppers. And most of our peppers are even grown here in Brussels. At the rooftops of the slaughterhouse there is a big greenhouse, and we cultivate also our own peppers. So the idea is really to work with well-sourced and really good ingredients and to create a balanced and flavorful product. Of course, we are making hot sauce, but we don't want to make the hottest sauce in the world. We do like to work with also, I know it's like a little bit of a marketing term, but also with local products. So we use a lot of pears and also apples. One of my favorite sauces is the Tears, or pears for Tears. So it's a pears-based sauce. It's really complex and very interesting, and it's well suited for dishes from Belgium, from the northern kitchen. So it's not too tropical, it's not too spicy, so it can go very well with our kitchen. So we use a lot of pears. Another interesting ingredient we used, and quite different to our other sauces, is the kimchi we used from Umamido, the ramen restaurant, because the idea of using it was completely different than what we did before. We're adding in the kimchi at the end of the process. Mostly there is no secret. Everything is on the label, and as I said before, we almost only work with fresh ingredients. So never additives, never any powders. So that's the main idea. But I prefer the use of the local products, like the pears or the apples. I used to work in the beer industry, so we still have a lot of contacts there, and it's also a passion of mine, beer and brewing. So we did a lot of tests with different ingredients from the beer process and from breweries. So sometimes we work with hops, but that's just, you will never taste literally the hops, but it's a well-suited balance we find with other fruits or herbal ingredients. So we used hops, we used beer vinegar, in a collaboration, for example, with Dog Brewing. They made beer vinegar, but we also used vinegar from Cantillon, because we're also in Anderlecht, they're just our neighbors. And we also used their fruits directly in the sauce. Something else we tried is, like in the Belgian cuisine, we often cook with beer. So to make a dish more complex, and that's really interesting. For example, when you eat like a meaty dish and you cook it in the end with beer and other ingredients, that's something we tried with one of our sauces as well. We added the beer in the cooking process and it makes the sauce really complex. So there are a lot of small links or different links to brewing and beer, of course. Our region, and they were already cultivating like familiar other plants. It is a project that is like a fish farm, and they use the water for the cultivation of their plants. So we thought together with them, we thought that we could come up with something new, and we started to try different stuff with different kind of peppers. Of course, during the process, we saw that different peppers are growing better in that with that type of culture. So most of our peppers are grown together with them. A lot of the peppers that grow really well in the greenhouse there are the habanero type of peppers. So we use a lot of habanero or familiar to habanero, like the Madame Jeannette, the lemon habanero, and all those kind of peppers. But also the Carolina Reapers. We have scorpion peppers with them. One of the peppers that actually we don't grow together is jalapeno, because that's quite difficult in that type of culture. Sometimes when we try stuff, we also use the limited batches just to try stuff, and when it's sold out, it's sold out. And of course, if we compare the first year and the year we are in right now, we cultivate a lot more peppers, but it's always quite difficult. So the good thing is in the greenhouse, we can source peppers almost 7 months a year, a little bit more. But yeah, when there are no more peppers, there are no more peppers. So we have to plan very well in advance. And of course, we have some other solutions as well. If we're out of stock of one type of pepper, we can go to another manufacturer, another distributor that has peppers as well. In the beginning, the idea was just to create a lot of sauces, to test a lot, that's just the fun part. But when you are selling a little bit more, it's becoming quite complex, because then you have some resellers and they want also a bottle, and then you don't have any stock any left, and it's quite complex. So we're changing some stuff, and we're trying to make like more our seasonals, limited batch with really seasonal products. Like in the winter, we're making again the kumquat, and we also use citra hops for it. But that's really a seasonal product, and we know if we make like, for example, a couple of 100 bottles, they will be sold out. But when it's sold out, it's sold out. So that's a little bit the idea, and it's not a problem for us. The main focus is right now the basics, the essentials we have. We need to have them the whole year round. Why? Because our resellers want to have them on the shelf the whole year round, and we came up with a range that is quite complementary to each other, and that almost every sauce we can produce the whole year round. So with the fresh ingredients. So the essential range will stay whole year round. Then our seasonals now and then, and when it's sold out, it's sold out. It was quite overwhelming the last 2 years. We did a lot. We didn't choose like the easy way, because we can easily make like 3 sauces and go full force on the 3 sauces and try to sell them everywhere, try to commercialize it on the easiest way possible. But we're just too passionate about products, and we wanted to create a lot of different sauces, and a little bit like the small craft brewer. So you're so passionate about the product that you're making it really complex. So the first 2 years were really intense, and we grew a little bit. Every year we did grow. We didn't have time to cultivate or to do a lot of tests with growing peppers or our own peppers. So that will be a plan for the future, because we're discussing already for 1 year. We're talking for 1 year about it. So Thibaut, he started in his own kitchen. It was like a really small kitchen, and there were bottles everywhere, ingredients everywhere, and it was quite intense. And so after that I helped him a little bit, and we went to a kitchen we rented, and we shared with other startups. So it's also in Brussels you have like shared kitchens that also are, they help you with the food regulations. It's quite difficult in the beginning. And then we stayed also there for a couple of months, I think almost 1 year. But then it became also really complex, because you have to share the materials you use with other people. We started to scale a little bit the production, and then we had to move like the bottles from this place to another place, and logistically it was quite a nightmare. So we started to look for our own place, which is not so easy in Brussels. But we absolutely wanted to stay in Brussels, because we are from Brussels, and it is Swet Brussels. We have our roots here, and we really wanted to stay in the city. So we started to look around, and then we came up, we saw this place that was really suitable, because what was not in the city center, and we could have our own kitchen and a small stock area, and also our office. So this is where we are today. It's already almost 2 years that we're here, and we're producing also everything here. Thank you for coming by and showing interest in Swet. It's a pleasure.